Hey everyone! We're so happy to have you here for the release party for ReSharper and Rider 2025.3. This is our last major release for the year. That doesn't mean that smaller updates we won't keep coming your way. Today, for this release party, we're going to go over our favorite feature updates of this release. Please feel free to leave your questions in the chat. This stream is being recorded, so everyone who couldn't join us live can then recap at their own pace at a later time. We are joined today by a very special guest. It's Eugene Auduchinok, and he's going to talk to us about F#. But what's also coming your way is UI and performance updates, C# 14, OpenTelemetry goodness, some Eugene and JetBrains AI updates. Very exciting. Be sure to stick around for that. And of course, game development features.
It's funny, Eugene is already in the stream. Eugene, I sent you back and invite you back at some other point, okay? How do I remove you? There, gone. Sorry.
You ruined the surprise now. We might have a special guest later.
Yeah, we might have a special guest.
That gives you all time to prepare your F# related questions. Put them in the chat or put them in your notebook for later for Eugene to respond to all of them.
What a professional. That was slick. I like that. We need to remember that one.
Another way to connect with us besides putting your questions in the chat is to join a Reddit AMA that we'll be doing tomorrow. All of the key people on our team are going to be joining and answering all of your tricky and maybe not so tricky questions about how our products work, what's coming up for ReSharper, Rider, and the .NET tools. Please be sure to join us. It's going to be lots of fun. No holds barred. You can ask us anything at all. That's what AMAs are for. Ask me anything. So please do.
Yeah, that will be fun. Yeah, including Matt, of course, Nastya.
Did we just lose Matt?
I think so.
Oh,
just as we were going over all of the key participants of this AMA.
Well, hopefully he's fixing his internet problems. Yeah, the AMA is going to be great. There's going to be access to everybody. We've got everyone behind the scenes. We've got people from the dev team with QA, planning. The dev advocates are going to be there as well, so we can talk about anything you like, really. So as the name goes, ask me anything. Well, ask us, really, because it's a bit of a team effort, isn't it?
Right, and as Matthias is fixing his performance problems with whatever is going on with his machine, I guess without further ado, we're going to talk to you about the performance improvements to Rider and the UI changes that you can find in the latest release.
Yeah, no, see, this is where...
Do you hear me again?
Yeah,
yes!
You're back. This is good. Yes.
Man.
So this is going swimmingly so far. Isn't it really? I think
so. I heard that we want to go over to performance and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's get started.
Let me, because it should be somewhere here. And Matt, I think we agreed we both cover that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we start with performance here, maybe?
Yeah, do it.
So yeah, the chart is indicating it. You see lots of improvements. But most specifically in terms of code completion, search, and navigation. I mean, it's fun, interesting to see that because right from the beginning, Rider already had that, very fast access to file, navigation, etc. Now it gets even quicker.
Yeah, and a lot of work done on startup as well. So we've been working on sort of very sort of specific scenarios. We've been working on startup there. So the number of times that we sort of initialize everything, we've been trying to make sure that that's a whole lot quicker, working with loading the caches and working cold starts, warm starts as well. And there's more to come on that. So we're going to be focusing more on performance in continuing releases as well. So it's a bit of a big deal for us.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add there, Matthias?
I also read about game
Yeah,
development initialization too, and all those
that's
components internally.
Yeah, well, I mentioned a bit of that later when we talk about game dev. Yeah, but it means some big, nice big improvements, up to 20% improvements on the loading times of Unreal solutions which have been opened before. So if you've already opened stuff, we've cached things and got everything ready there, then subsequent reopens are going to be quicker, which is a nice thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and we also have, and I will share this on my screen already, we made some UI changes. People gonna love that. The island start and island slot.
Have we lost Matthias again?
The picture is still going though. Yeah, it's been a long time coming actually, this new Islands UI change. You could have seen it already in our early access program builds that we've been releasing throughout the preparation of this major release. And we've gotten some very positive feedback from users on the new Islands UI and lots of messages on when is it coming to Rider finally, when is it going to be available in the major release? And now it is.
And we got Matthias back. So I think your screen was working the whole time then, but we didn't hear a thing you said, which is nice.
Do you still hear me now?
You do, but you're freezing and dropping out, which is no good.
Okay, but you see my screen. You see my screen now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
then
go, Matthias.
Okay, let me say something. So about this, just one tiny more option here to differentiate between main editor and all the tool windows. There's this option right here, which makes the those here a little bit brighter, let's say, yeah. And folks, because I have those issues, which I have no idea where they're coming from, I would say without me switching any screens, I would just dive right into doing my part with C#. Yeah.
All right. Can I just add?
Sorry.
One more thing. I don't know what I was going to say. I've lost it.
But do you hear me okay now?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
This is all good. I was going to say something new about the island stuff, but it's gone. So
I really like the islands. Between the editor and the tool windows, and like Matthias pointed out, and now that you can customize the brightness or the contrast rather of the tool windows, that's very handy because so many people have been giving us the feedback that they would prefer lower contrast options because otherwise their eyes are hurting just too much. But it's nice to have the customizable option for either the editor or the solution explorer for that, because there might be different needs for different tool windows for you. Play around with it, try it out. Please let us know how it works for you and what can still be improved, because doesn't matter that it's now available in major release. We're still working. We're going to keep improving this new UI. So keep the feedback coming.
I definitely like it like this here. Yeah. Is my camera working? Is my camera working?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
We can hear you, we can see you, and we can also see your screen.
Then everything is working. Are you mocking me? Are you playing tricks on me? Maybe.
No,
I haven't changed anything. Well, anyway. Anyway, I will talk about my part here. So then let's hope to get this over without technical issues. So yeah, ReSharper 25.3, always so hard to say those numbers. But we do have, as you've probably seen, support day 0 even for .NET 10 and C# 14. One of the most anticipated features is probably this one about extension members. So previously we had extension methods, but really limited to instance methods. Yeah, no other members. Now we can go extremely wild. Yeah, we can have static members on the string type, for instance. We can have properties on instances. We can even have operators, yeah. And if you are if you want to go crazy, just look at that. That is all possible because of those extension members right here. So we did have support last time already, but that was mainly about syntax and everything. Andre was joining us back then, so if you're curious, then you can definitely take another look because it's going more in depth about what happens under the hood. But what I want to show you today here is just a couple of ways that help you work with those extension members. Yeah. So probably in your code, you will probably start with something like this. Yeah. We have our regular extension methods where we use the this keyword, etc. And I have this now in the single type, and you see the usual ReSharper and Rider inspection to convert that into an extension method or extension block. Sorry, and yeah, you can. If I was you, I would probably use this one here on the right, where you can convert all the extensions in the file at least, or maybe even in the project or solution. One thing to keep in mind, and I think that's good to know because that has bitten me yesterday a little bit. If it's important to you how those members or how those parameters are called, then you should take a bit more caution here because it will use, I don't know which one it uses, but one might be eliminated. So if this was text, for instance, then it could be that one of the two is eliminated. Yeah. So pay attention to that. But otherwise, you can move back and forth. Yeah, like I started here, convert this back into regular extension methods. You can actually also, hold on, I think you can also just move one out and then move it back into the block. That's all possible. And I think in this case, this looks a bit, should it join? I don't know. I was expecting it to join. Anyway, now it joins. Okay. That should be it about extension members. Yeah, and one of the biggest C#14 features, I would say. Then we also have, that's not related to C#14, but more of a general thing that I really want you to know. So most of you probably know those, how they call checked exceptions, right, in Java. C# doesn't have those, but we now have a way that helps you adding catch clauses to a method that might throw. Yeah, like in this case, for instance, throwing method, we can see the implementation. Actually, we don't care about that, but we care about the documentation that we have on those methods. Hold on. And you can see this is throwing drive not found, unreachable exception, etc. And I tried to be funny, tried to be a little bit funny here with some messages. And now if we go to that throwing method, we can generate the try catch block. And let me make this a little bit bigger here. And add any that we want to have. You can also see that the documentation is repeated right here. And add it, and boom, and you got some comments, some initial comments as well, and can implement your exception handling. Yeah, how cool is that? How cool is that, team?
I'm a big fan of that, cool. But saying boom when you're talking about exceptions.
Boom.
Yeah, boom is a bad thing.
Some years ago, there was an interesting extension for Visual Studio, which always said exception when you had an exception. So really with sound.
Okay.
Incredible.
I mean, whatever floats your boat. If you want your computer to make creepy noises at you while you're debugging.
Man, I have no idea. It would freak me out, particularly in the night.
Totally. Imagine doing some late night coding and all of a sudden you hear that in your head.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Okay, so is my screen still running? Please, someone check.
Yeah. So far, free of technical glitches. I shouldn't say anything, but looking good.
Good. Okay, one more part I want to tell you about our plugin, our ReSharper plugin for Visual Studio Code. In case you missed that, yes, we have something like that, and it has quite a lot of features already. I just want to show you briefly something that has just introduced this week. I think during one of the releases is support for source generators, so that not only you have completion for them. So right here I have a YAML files thing, and I can access, basically that gives me typed access to my YAML file right here. Yeah, I should have not clicked that. You can also navigate. But yeah, this source generator that is also shown here under dependencies for your project node, source generators, and then name of the source generator once more, and then the produced output from that source generator. Yeah. If you haven't taken a look yet, I think somewhere here I also have some visuals for you. So the plugin has a lot of features already. Solution Explorer, of course, navigation, completion, code analysis was one of the first and one of the most important ones. Editing is great. Unit testing was also just added a couple months back. Formatting and typing assists. Yeah, I think those are the 3 slides here.
It's also worth pointing out it's not just Visual Studio Code, it's Visual Studio Code compatible editors. So if you're using one of the third-party ones with the different AI tools and that, and you want to do some extra C# stuff, because AI never kind of gets you all the way, you still have to do some typing sooner or later, then it's available for you there as well, which is pretty nifty. It's in the extension stores of a number of them as well, so you can just go off and find it, and go and find ReSharper for whatever Visual Studio Code related product you're in.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. Also, this VSX Open Registry. I forgot the name.
Me too.
I forgot the name, but yeah, it's definitely there. And then tell us what you think. Yeah, it's still in public preview. How do we call it? Public preview, I believe.
Yeah, it's public preview.
Yeah. And then let us know. Sorry.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's a really nifty extension.
Yeah. Okay, that is my part now. Jenya, get ready because I add you to the screen. I just need to find the button. Here, I got
it.
Is that the button you meant? Because you take yourself off.
Was the button red?
There we go.
That was, yeah. Hello, Jenya. Hello, Jenya.
Surprise guest. Who knew?
I'm sorry I ruined the surprise. Couldn't contain myself.
Man, I'm really sorry for spoiling it, but yeah, not intended, of course. Hi, Jenya. How are you?
Great. Really cool to be here on the stream.
Also nice for having you. For those people that don't know, but I'm sure all of the F# community definitely knows. Jenya is the maintainer of our F# plugin for Rider since 2016?
16?
Yes.
16, so for a very long time.
Basically before Rider was released.
That's right.
That's right.
Rider's 2017.1, that was his first release. Proper.
Yeah.
So in 2016, you knew that Rider is going to be released already?
Yeah, and it was released in one of the EAPs sometime before the release.
You know what? I'd forgotten that. I thought it came after the release.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't it great that Rider has been supporting the F# community since day one, even before day one, day zero, essentially. -1.
It's really cool, like cross-platform IDE for all the .NET languages. Yeah.
And it's not an easy job, is it? It's had its
fun.
Tricky bits. Well, it's fun. Yeah, that's the thing. But it's a bit tricky. It means you also have to get your hands dirty with the compiler, don't you?
Yeah. So what makes F# support quite different from other language support that we have is we use the compiler service that F# has quite a lot. And in order to use it the way we want, we have to contribute back a lot as well. And just because like it was easy enough to get started, with the compiler providing things like auto completions, final usages, and stuff like that working out of the box. But the way we wanted to integrate, so it felt kind of natural in ReSharper or Rider, those kind of IDEs, we had to really work on it a lot. And we discovered a lot of issues just because it happened that people didn't test things the way that we were going to use it.
Well, yeah, we're much more of an interactive application than, say, the compiler itself would be.
Yeah, that's true. Like we
process
discovered a lot of the multi-threading issues that basically people never seen before that.
See, you don't like it. It's ReSharper. No, I'm not going to say. I was going to say breaking software since 2016, but that's an entirely different thing. ReSharper's really good at building software. Oh man, I'm so fired.
We cut that out. Oh no, it's live.
Oh, yeah, edit it. It'll be fine. Post-production. This will be great.
All right, Genia, should we share your screen and show a bunch of black F# magic?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, where's your screen? And I feel like we need to fix the stage. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, now your screen is shown.
Good to go.
So let's go. Yeah.
So in the very beginning, I was like the only person working on the shop in our company, but later there's also Alex who joined the team. And one of the things that we wanted to have in F# was to have these nice things that would work only when you push the key on the keyboard. So we basically introduced a newer way of powering, like you double press the control key and you see the invert types. And it helps a lot in the languages where the types are invert. Also, you can put those annotations manually or for the whole thing as well. So yeah, that's like smallish part that we also want to have in a F# plugin, and we also change in the product itself to make it kind of better, and people seem to enjoy the way we changed it. One of the things that we are working on this year is to integrate more of the F#, like reading how F# assemblies are built, what F# specific metadata is there, and to use it more closely in ReSharper. So features like, I don't know, import when you do code completion would work for functions, active patterns, sharp union cases, and many other things. We could use F# compiler source for that, but that would be slower and would use much more memory because it would spin up a lot of things and keep this in memory. So what we want to do is like, okay, we read the assembly, the F# assembly ourselves. We take a lot of data from there and we integrate it into the ReSharper features. So things like this could be auto imported during your typing, which is quite like you would expect that from C#, but I'm not sure if it works anywhere in F# world. And it's really cool to make things work like in other languages. So it makes it really cool.
Oh, that's brilliant. Can I just interrupt you there for a sec? Because if you're not familiar with F#, when you did the auto completion, that adds the open statement to the top, right?
Yeah, like
so just like
now.
in C# would add in the using statement, this adds in the open statement.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really useful feature in C#, and it's looks really cool in F# too.
Yeah, one of the really new things is a lot of quick fixes for changing the types. That's like the biggest thing I'm proud of this time, because it also was really limitedly supported in F#, like for some really small cases. But now it's basically everywhere. Like I can just pass here a wrong type and we can change it. And if you go here, it is changed here as well. It is a really new thing for F#, so really cool. And from the day one, we tried to make F# work really seamlessly with C# support in ReSharper. And that was kind of tough challenge because there is like a ReSharper world of the analysis, and then there is the compiler source world. And they not really communicate much. So it was really cool when we managed to make rename refactoring work between the languages. And now it goes even further because it also works with this particular quick fix as well. So here's the method that
nice.
returns an int, but we're using it here where a string is expected. And as you would expect in C# support, you could change the types. Previously not in F#, definitely not in F# cross C# scenario. But you can do here, hit, or you can do that and just change the type. But you can see that there is another error because the parameter is also a different type. We can fix it as well. And it works seamlessly between the languages.
That's awesome, really.
Yeah, and
yeah, I was going to say there must be a huge amount of work going on behind the scenes for that.
That's definitely true.
I really like this in the context of making methods async and returning tasks also. That's a cool one too. When you asyncify your stuff.
Yeah, that was basically the coolest thing that I wanted to share today, because that's for me at least, it changed the way you program a lot. Instead of going to the declaration manual, fixes the types, after seeing it in the error, you just update the code from the place where you see an error.
And of course, a lot of this support is actually written in F# as well, isn't it?
That's true. The most of the plugin is written in F#, so it's like what we really can do is we test the F# support by using it while we're writing it.
Yeah, dog fooding is the best, but it it must be quite satisfying to be able to write a feature which you then use daily. You know, I can see how useful this particular feature is, being able to change the type. So just being able to, it's like, oh, thank goodness, now I can actually do it. Just Alt Enter all the time.
Yes, that's really cool. Yeah,
Eugene, we actually have a question for you from the chat.
Cool. Should I stop sharing my screen or?
No, leave your screen. You might need to show something.
Yep.
Leave it for now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so, yeah. Eugene, what is the pipeline for F# updates that you are looking forward to? For example, what about the spread operator?
That's one of the things that we usually wait until it's supported in the compiler and in the language itself. So, and then it kind of naturally moves when we moves to the rider support when we update the compiler source. Some of the features require more work from our side to integrate into the ReSharper analysis or some other stuff, and some features just work automatically. So don't think we need something specific right now from our side.
But is there something that you're perhaps excited to implement, or you've always wanted to and haven't gotten to yet?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. There are some other things that I'm really excited about right now. Is what I'm looking forward in the next release. Is we doing a lot of stuff in F# debugging, and I really like the outcome so far, because stepping inside F# gets much easier and natural. So yeah, I'm really happy about it.
Not to tease people because we're talking about a future release, but I did see you post something today which looked pretty cool about debugging as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the next release. This release is very awesome. So you should go to this release and enjoy all the cool stuff that's being implemented now.
We are always looking for guests. No problem there. Jenna, you can come back for sure. I also have a question. I sometimes see that, and it was very noticeable probably about union types that are supposed to come to C# in one of the next versions. What do you think would be a good next feature C# could sneak from F#? Where can C# folks learn from the F#ers?
Well, given that we had asyncs and tuples and and records for quite a while as a language, as part of language. I could see that unions could be really the next thing. If there is any one particular thing that I would really love to be taken from F# into C#, that would be unions. That's, I'd say, things that I miss the most when I work in C#.
What about pipeline, the pipeline operator? Is that something that would make sense in C# even?
I don't think so. It's like a different, not paradigm, but different style. Like in C# you would use builders, I think, instead, and a lot of dots.
A lot of dots.
That's by the way, Nick Chapstis has done a video about that, using extension members, and then you can add an operator to existing types and basically pipe it like an F#. Well, it was an interesting idea, definitely.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I also had some flashback actually when you talked about parameter hints. I remember it's quite a while ago when we first introduced them, and I think we had this discussion when we had our co-working stuff in Cyprus happening. And I think we came to the idea, let's call it push to hint. And I think it originated from TeamSpeak. Yeah, so TeamSpeak had this push to talk, and at some point it just became reality. I don't know. I mean, I was joking around.
Is that where it came from? My God, I love this.
I have no idea. Maybe this stuff.
It was also used in the games, so it was kind of like a common in the gaming community, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we take ideas from games too now. All right. Do we have any more questions for Genia? I think that was
related. Or otherwise, maybe drumming related, musical instruments.
Yeah, right.
Because Genia is multi-talented. He's not just the main F# developer for Rider.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Well, folks, even if you have, particularly those in the chat, if you have any other questions, Genia will go into backstage mode, but he will stay around and see if there are more questions. So don't just stop typing or anything. Yeah, just put them there. And with that, Genia, thank you so much for joining. Would be great to have you back. Great work on the F# plugin. As always, keep on doing that together with Alex as well.
And thanks for inviting.
See you around. Yeah,
no problem. See you soon. Yeah.
Okay.
I do like we've still got him. He's still here. Kick him out. Go and get rid of him. There he goes. I think it's great to be able to bring in people from the dev team there and show the things they're working on. There's some really cool features, and I really like the passion behind implementing this stuff and pushing it out. It's cool. It's cool to see. Okay, well, I'm next, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh. I was going to say that I see a lot of passion for OpenTelemetry in our social media and over on our blog, and people are now urging us to bring that OpenTelemetry plugin to other JetBrains IDEs.
Matt, can we add your screen?
Yeah, you can have my screen. I'm good to go. Yeah. So we've got a great OpenTelemetry plugin for Rider. We want to spread it out to all the other IDEs, but we're not there yet. There's still some very much sort of Rider-specific things there that we're looking for, and how we integrate with the run configs and stuff. But it's something that we're going to be doing now. The OpenTelemetry plugin, we introduced it. I think it was the last release, and we talked about it last time too. But we've made a couple of extra features to it. If you haven't already seen it, firstly, go and download it from the marketplace. Just go to settings and go for it. And then you can use it with your services. I've got a great sample service here, which has got two different resources. It's a cat API and a cat recommender. So you can see it's a very serious project. It's very sort of important. And I got two of them running already. I've got a number of run configs set up here. Like I got a compose run config to set up all my Docker stuff. And once I click all that, then it uses the services tab. And again, if you're not sort of familiar with it, this is a great place to sort of manage all the services that are running there. We've got a number of different things there, like we can connect to Docker and we can see what's going on. You can see all your containers and your images and stuff like that. You can get the logs and run with it there. Once you've got the OpenTelemetry plugin there, we add an extra node in there too. So you can then see the OpenTelemetry data based on the resources. You got my cat API, my cat recommender. The other thing that we've got set up as part of this project is some HTTP requests. So these are a great way of just being able to add a request into your project so you can test it and you can call those sort of directly there. So I can just get a list of the cats and I can just run it. It's just a simple HTTP command calling my endpoint there. You know, I can click on that and show the actual request that's done. And then you get to see the response there as well. Everything's fine. My headers are nicely sort of folded away, but I can sort of view those as well, and I can see the output, which is really useful. And so I can run that a few times, and then you can actually go over and check the OpenTelemetry behind things, and you get to see all the logs which are related to that. You get to see the metrics. That didn't change. Why didn't that change? That's annoying. Why is that not changing?
I don't really need a cat recommender. I take any.
You take any cat. You take any and all cats. And I'm going to right. This is a small technical difficulties. Talk amongst yourselves just for a second while I quickly swap sides over here. Go over to this services window, and we have some OpenTelemetry there, and we'll just run this again. So open the project. So I was using a nightly build there, and obviously that's caused problems, but now I've got my project open elsewhere. Geez, this is going well. Give me a sec. Close that one down, and let's go back to this one. And in fact, I'm going to close that one because it can't talk to OpenTelemetry because it was already open and used. And let's see, OpenTelemetry. If I run that, I should be able to get that. Fine. Let's start my compose is all up and running. Let's start my API and my recommender. We've now got OpenTelemetry there. That's good. If I just run one of my messages again, let's run that a couple of times. Then, okay, we can see the items. I can click on those. There we go. That's more like it. We've got metrics, so you can have a look at the metric values, the performance counter type things that are being reported. And we've got traces. All of this is stuff which we've had before. I can click on the service map here, and it'll draw me, based on the details in the logs, it'll draw me a service map. But what we've got this time around, which is rather nice, is you can right click on things and do an examine the trace, and you get to see a timeline of what's going on. You can see how long the whole thing took, and then each of the individual requests that were going on there, even when it kind of crossed boundaries from my cat API resource to the cat recommender one. And you can see then sort of the whole timeline and how that was split up, which is nice, a nice waterfall view. So if you haven't tried the OpenTelemetry plugin, my advice would be to go and get it and use it with your services. It's pretty nifty.
I also want to point out again, this is integrated into AI, into through internal MCP basically, which is probably also a good how do you call that, transition to Sasha.
Yes, I would like to talk to you about the exciting developments that we have with the JetBrains AI inside Rider.
You tell me when I can share your screen, okay?
You can share it already.
Okay. Okay, where is that, Sasha? Hold on. Yep, good.
So for this release, we're moving towards streamlining everything and making everything as transparent and as convenient as possible. And as part of that effort, we are bringing Juni into the AI chat that previously used to be occupied by the AI assistant only. But now, Junie, alongside Claude, the first natively integrated into JetBrains IDE's third-party agentic LLM provider, they can be used inside the AI chat window. Right now, as you can see, it's still in beta, but you can already access it in the AI chat. If you don't have the Junie plugin installed, which plugin is what you would need to start using Junie inside Rider, you just write your first prompt, send it into the chat, and all of the components of the plugin will be installed automatically, and you can just go ahead and start using it. Well, I should also mention that the Junie tool window is still there, and it's going to be still there for some time to ensure a smoother transition towards a unified AI chat experience for all of the agents available in JetBrains IDEs. Another point towards more transparency is something that has been long requested from us, is more transparency in terms of the AI quota usage. And as you can see from the top menu now, you can invoke the AI assistant pop-up that would show you exactly your progress of monthly credits, how much has been used, how much time you still have for your monthly quota, as well as access to settings, but that has been there before. But now you can get a pretty good overview of where you stand with your AI credits and manage them from this pop-up as well. Something that we couldn't help ourselves but to tease that is not yet inside JetBrains Rider, but is coming your way very, very soon, is the ability to bring your own key. BYO key is the ability to connect your own personal accounts for LLM providers like OpenAI and who are the people behind Claude again? Anthropic. That's right, our partners at Anthropic. So you will be able to connect your personal account to JetBrains Rider and enjoy the freedom of using whichever agentic provider or LLM provider you enjoy. And you will also be able to enjoy more transparency with managing the quota you are using up. And that's our general philosophy for the future of AI tools in JetBrains IDEs. We want to make it as open and convenient for people to bring the tools that they are already using and strongly prefer, like certain providers. We know that a lot of the people do strongly favor Claude for their coding, but also for those of you who are fans of Junie, Junie will also always be there, and its capabilities will continue to expand and be more natively, even more natively integrated into our IDEs. And yeah, we're going to keep streamlining it and making it more convenient for you.
I like the idea of being a friend of Junie. It seems to have a ring to it. I think it's a very good idea to sort of point out that it's a bit of a philosophy, because if for a long time now we've been offering you all the different choices of different models. So the AI assistant allows you to access all the different models when you're working with chat. With Junie, we've got a number of top tier models that it works well with for sort of agentic type purposes as well. And we in the drop down there, you can bring in Claude as well. So you can, if we can allow you to choose between all the different models, we should allow you to choose between all the different agents as well. Sure. And we're also working on ACP support as well, the agent client protocol. There's a number of different ACPs, agent client protocols. So you will be able to connect any agent into Rider there as well. So we've got a great blog post from a couple of days ago showing some examples. So we'll dig that out and put that in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Agent Smith as well. No, seriously.
Try to avoid Agent Smith.
Well, one more thing would be interesting. Sasha, your screen is still shared.
Well, I'm done with sharing my screen then.
Oh,
sorry.
Hold on. One more thing would be interesting to point out probably is why we had AI assistant and Juni kind of developing in parallel.
But like in separate tool
Well,
windows.
Yeah. We were testing different approaches. The AI assistant came first, and then when Juni was finally made available, we were seeing like what works for you guys in your varied workflows. But as we see the kind of the landscape of AI tooling inside various IDEs and editors being shaped by a more unified approach to UI, we've decided to switch our approach and make it more streamlined, make it more intuitive, and having a unified access point to all of your AI tools, be it agents or AI assistant capabilities. It's all just being streamlined and for your convenience.
I really hope that we keep the possibility to have two next beside each other, because what I really liked, and I think I pointed it out in one of the release parties, is that you can send some agent doing some work, but still research the next thing you wanna work on. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, Matt, now let's switch over to your screen again for some game dev. Ready?
Yeah, go for it. Yes.
Ready, yeah. Screen shared already.
So yeah, game dev stuff. A whole bunch of updates here as well. And while we're talking AI, we'll get straight into this. I've got a shader file here, a Unity shader file, which is pretty nice. We've brought the code, the cloud multi-line code completion into shader files. I always get those kind of mixed up. Cloud inline code completion. There it is there. So it's the whole thing there. So if you just start typing here, we should get a suggestion. Bingo. There we go. Instead of just kind of doing the automatic completion of the symbols that are available there, we've got AI now being able to suggest changes for you here if you want it. And so you can just hit tab to select that. It works inside the shader code itself, the shader blocks, like in the CG include or CG program blocks there, but it also works inside the shader files itself. So we've got this syntax here inside the Unity shader file, which is kind of like a block structure, and we can add something here, and yeah, we get the blend details there. So it gives us the blend command and suggests some values that might be useful to us there. One thing is worth pointing out while we're here, at the back here, it kind of gives you this choose key for completion item. You hover over that and it shows you what's going on. It shows you who is giving you this information, AI assistant. If there are other third-party plugins installed, you might get information from other people, and you get to choose what key you do to actually complete that as well. So this is very useful way of sort of configuring there. You just need to sort of hover over the suggestion and you get some useful things with that. Moving on though, and in fact still talking about game dev and AI type stuff, we've got support for adding Perforce as an MCP server as well. So if you are in game dev and you're using Perforce as your version control, you can now wire this up and connect to it via MCP. So your AI assistants can make good use of that as well. Just to zoom down a couple of cool other features for game development. One really nice feature for Unity is the fact that we've got an IL viewer built into your code here. So we should be able to, if I open up a C# file such as projectile, that one will do. If I go to the IL view, which is there, you get to see the intermediate language compiled view of what your code does. This can be very useful for game developers to see exactly what's going on there, especially when it comes to Unity, because Unity does some post-processing. Up to now, though, we haven't been able to get to the proper files which Unity has post-processed, but now we've wired that up nicely. So the IL viewer will show you the post-processed data there. So you can see exactly what the CLR is going to do at that time. Bunch of other useful things for Unreal as well. We mentioned some improved performance while loading. So some of those things can be up to 20% faster, which
Matt,
is good.
can you zoom in a little bit?
That's a bit too much. Let's go that much. Yeah. How's that?
Better.
So there we go. Nice
Thanks.
and big. So let me just show you again. Unity. Well, you've seen the IL view. It's good. Yeah. So we've got the first stages for debugging mobile games on so Unreal Engine games on Android as well. So you can connect to Android, you'll see the full call stack and so on. So we're going to have more work on that too, but you'll be able to start debugging your Unreal games on Android. You can debug the const expressions inside an Unreal project. And this is pretty nifty. So if I just jump back to, where am I going? Over here. Is that big enough? Do you want me to zoom in a bit more on that? Let's do it anyway. So here's a good example here. A const expression, if you're not too familiar with C++, it allows the compiler to actually calculate this at compile time rather than at runtime. So here, by the end of this, we've got this value here. It's going to calculate the Fibonacci number of 9 and assign it to value at compile time. And we've now got the ability to debug this just now, just as you're working with it. So you can see we've got a nice little debug button there. Simple click, and you immediately start debugging. You can see we can step into that, and we can see immediately that our value, let me just extend this a bit here. Our value there is 9, and I can sort of step in again. No, I forgot, because it's recursive, I didn't step in enough. If I step in, I can just sort of continue stepping in. You can see what the value is for 9, and then we should be able to sort of step back out again and finish off working with that. So that's a really useful way of being able to figure out what's going on with these expressions that you can't actually debug at runtime because they don't exist at runtime. So where we go, skip over that. The next couple of things then are Godot related. There's been a lot of updates with Godot itself. We've brought in support for GD script, and so we can handle GD scripts there as well, based on an existing community plugin. And we've extended support there, which is going to include support for nested classes and enums, and also for the types dictionary structures, the kind of generics that GD script has got as well. Also integrated support with the Chickensoft Godot test runner as well, so we can rebuild the project there. It'll see what's going on and find those tests and run them for you too. So there's a bunch of things going on there. And I think that's essentially it, because the last thing was going to be the cloud completion suggestions. One thing, I'm going to call this one out. This one's a really tricky problem here, is code highlighting in inactive preprocessor branches. This is kind of the holy grail of everything we'd like to support. Lots of preprocessor features in Unreal, the hash define symbols inside Unity as well. It's an incredibly hard problem to solve completely for tools like Rider, because you have to analyze every sort of branch within that, and you end up with like a combinatorial explosion of possibilities, and you can have redefined items and all sorts of things. So it's really difficult to sort of solve completely, but this version offers some extra highlighting for some of these inactive branches here. So you can see here this top item there is nicely highlighted, even though it's not actually accepted and on active. That's the word I was looking for.
I remember this wasn't even trivial for C# code, right?
Oh,
so
not at all.
For some time we didn't even have that for C# code, but I can only imagine how much more complex that must be for C++.
This whole idea of being able to, it would be brilliant to be able to support things in there. So if I rename size, it would rename it everywhere, including in inactive branches. But you'd have to understand where something is calling size in an inactive branch, where something is defining size. But now all of a sudden you've got two methods called size, and it's like, well, okay, which one's valid, which one's not? And what if I just put it inside, a preprocessor branch just to sort of comment it all out and stuff? It's a nightmare. Preprocessors are evil. That's my view on this.
Okay, so that was game dev part. I think that's it for our agenda.
I have nothing else to add.
Neither
Good job,
do I.
folks. We still have, sorry, Sasha?
No, I was just saying, I don't have any other updates either.
We have some outro still. Let me share my screen again. Where's the button? So, folks, I don't like the new controls in our background studio. I really don't. I'm sorry. So Matthias' screen. It's on already. Okay. I didn't see that. So just a couple more things I wanna say here. So we covered mainly the Rider stuff, bit of ReSharper for Visual Studio Code, but we have lots of other what's new pages. IntelliJ IDEA also has a similar format as we have now. So last time they met in person. So also good to watch on those, see what's relevant to you, including IntelliJ IDEA, WebStorm, and DataGrip. Yeah. If you use any of those tools, then also make sure to check out what new stuff they've been adding for the last release. And once more, I would like to promote our event tomorrow. Yeah, if you have some time, you can already post your questions right now, actually. So this post is live on the JetBrains sub. Lower caps B, for whatever reason, it was not created
Hurts
by
me
us,
every
actually.
time.
Yeah, it hurts me too. But yeah, folks, go there, ask your questions. We will start answering them tomorrow around my noontime, Central European noontime. And with that, I think let's get back to my slides here. The usual stuff, yeah, if you want to find out more, check out our blog. We regularly blog there. Sasha in particular, this year she managed, what was the number? I think over 45 blog posts. Yeah, yes. This year. Can you imagine?
But
I'm
guys, the ones that I want to plug is the most recent one about the 5 stories of users who develop with Rider using the free for non-commercial use license, and the wonderful open source and educational projects that they created with Rider. Check it out, please. It's a really good read, if I do say so myself, having written it. But it was a pleasure interviewing Rider users. And if you are an open source developer, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is at the end of that blog post, or reach out in the comments, and I'd be happy to chat with you too about your project created with Rider.
It is a great blog post, and I didn't write it, so I'm allowed to say that for sure. But it's really interesting to see how different people use the tools. You know, we kind of talk to a lot of people as it is, but even then there's surprises in there as to how people are using the tools, and they can be used for such a variety of projects and disciplines and industries and stuff. It's great. And not even industries, actually, because this is the community one, you know, the non-commercial license. So it's yeah, it's really good to see.
In our offices, we have coffee machines. I don't drink coffee, but we have coffee machines where sometimes I see the JetBrains logo and I'm just waiting for the day I see IDE popping up there. And I don't know, you know, fun stuff.
You know that's going to happen tomorrow. Now there's one of the devs on the dev team be like, right, okay, and they'll just hack a coffee machine, because that's what's going to happen.
Can't wait to make that refactoring before I drink my coffee.
Well, I wouldn't mind collaboration like we do with Anthropic, but Nespresso and JetBrains, Nespresso X JetBrains. Why not?
There's an idea there.
All right, folks. That should be it. It was a nice year. We hope to see you back next year. Definitely like and subscribe. You know the usual drill. I should have said that at the beginning, but if you were here from the beginning, you know what was going on. But yeah, thanks again. See you another time. Thanks Sasha and Matt for joining, and particularly also Jenya today. Thanks for everyone attending, and also to our background help there. So see you next time. Bye bye.
Next time, folks.
Goodbye.